What's up guys, I'm Ben and this is Kame Trick. It's a channel where we enjoy drifting, both sim drifting on Assetto Corsa and real drifting in my Nissan 240SX. Today I'm going to be driving another brand new car at another track that I haven't really seen before. And I also took several pieces of advice from you guys, so we're going to be trying out real head motion, and we're also going to be recording at more than like 1 FPS because probably 50 of you all reminded me that I left my export settings on what I use for real life video. So sorry about that. We're going to be shooting for a proper 60 FPS today, so let me know how it looks and what I can do to improve. I don't do a whole lot of screen recording stuff. That part is new to me. I'm going to be using the WDT pack, specifically this Nissan Skyline. I'm going to pick these kind of Adam LZ looking colors because I'm repping Enjuku Racing and the Florida crew. So what's up boys? Kevin Lawrence, my good buddy out there. It's cool to get to hang with him last winter when I came and visited. And for the track, I'm going to be running Mega Tamada, which is based on a track in Hiroshima Prefecture in Japan. Really neat city. If you ever get the chance, do go there, and the Genbaku Dome and Museum is amazing. I almost forgot to roll the intro. I did pull out of the pits and kind of weirded myself out earlier. And I'm going to come over here to do that because there's a little bit of room here. So if you steer to the right, you get on throttle, like you'd expect it to keep looking at the right. Why then did it just look to the left? I'm not moving the steering wheel. So what is causing it to do that right there? I don't know. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. I don't know if that's normal or not. Let me know what you guys think, and then I can try it again next video. Here we go, WDT R32 Skyline. I drove one of these at Ebisu on North Course. It was a lot more beat up and a lot slower than this. It handled a lot like my 240 or S chassis. Let's see how this car compares. One thing I can say already is this car is supposed to have an RB26 DETT motor, and it's a twin turbo, so it should have less lag. But if any of you guys have these RB26s with the twins, let me know if it actually spools this fast, because if it does, I need this in my life. That is wild fast spooling. Like, check it, just watch it, it's gonna blow the tires off. I mean, that's insane. And in second, oh my goodness. That's awesome. I am not complaining. I do kind of wonder if that's realistic. I've driven a few turbo cars and all of them were leggier than this, but if there are cars out here like this in the world, I need to drive them. So hopefully it's a real thing. Now let's see if we can slide this thing. It feels very aggressive. Didn't want to get into the grass there. Transition, sloppy. Alright, so I've got some feedback about this car already. This car has a ton of side bite, so it is the opposite of the DW180SX. And what I mean by that is, when I'm throwing this car sideways, it's wanting to grip up and actually almost understeer. So the cool thing about a car that has a lot of rear traction and a lot of lateral grip or side bite is the fact that you can throw it in more aggressively, and you actually have to drive it more aggressively in order to drift it well. If you perform what I call a soft transition, which is like, okay, this is straight, right? So if you go from like here to here, then the car is probably going to grip up as soon as it's facing dead ahead and mess up your drift. And a lot of times that causes you to understeer mid-corner. So you have to throw like a good enough transition for how the car likes to be driven. And this car needs either big angle to big angle, or it needs, if you're doing a smaller angle transition, it needs to be snappy. So you can't be soft about it. You have to really just like get to it. in order for the car to not grip up. And if the car partially grips up, it's going to throw things off. And you'll probably see it do that to me because this car seems like it's higher spec than my real car. So it is like faster, more powerful. It's got more grip for sure. On the side bite, it probably has more forward grip as well. So it is all around quicker. That means that I have to react quicker. It gives you less time to do the correct inputs in order to keep the car happy in drift and looking smooth and not being really like crab walking all over the place. Full lock right away. Oh, see there, it gripped up a little bit. Cautious here because I don't know how well the car is going to grip up and I don't want to go right into the wall. I was late. Let the car grip up again on that turn. Oh, too much. I locked up the brakes and I lost the ability to slow the car down. If you lock the brakes up on any car, it's going to stop slowing down very much and it just slides. Even though I complained a little bit about the DW180SX having poor side bite, where if you were at angle and you hit the brakes, instead of slowing down very much, it felt like it just picked up even more angle. This car and most cars are very stable, but all cars have a point where if you get too far sideways, you get into this weird no man's land where your braking is highly reduced. It's more likely to just cause the car to spin, and I definitely got into that here right before I sent it right into the wall. The challenge for a car like this that makes a lot of traction both forward and to the side is that you can't really like float the car. It has so much forward bite that sometimes it catches you off guard and it dives to the inside more than you expect it to. Like with my car, it would drive out a little bit more, and other times when you find yourself too far inside, it's kind of a compound effect. You then want to float the car out a little bit to give you some room, and you have to e-brake. You can't just like let off the gas or give it a bit of foot brake. You really have to do something very deliberate and e-brake the car in order for it to go out. And it has so much traction it'll lose a fair bit of speed. So you end up in this kind of vicious cycle of getting too far inside, and then you're going too slow, which leaves you stuck inside. So it's very important, again, to stay ahead of the car. And it just takes experience, both in general and with the specific car. That's what you call parking. You don't want to do that. That means that you're not as good as you think you are. This is a fun car. This is a car that I can learn something from, and I think it will probably make my car, I think it'll probably make my car feel a lot easier to drive and kind of slow. And that's what I want. I want to drive cars that are similar to mine, but either a little different or a little better, like faster, more aggressive, so that ultimately when I drive my car, it is kind of almost a slow motion experience, and I can just be a total surgeon driving around the course and slicing up those apexes or getting under the doors of my friends. Everybody brings their own philosophy to drifting, and probably to sim drifting as well, and that's fine. I do want to get good at sim for the sake of being good at sim. I enjoy this just all by itself, but as a active real car drifter as well, a lot of my actions are going to be influenced by my desire to become a better real life driver using the sim. So that's my channel. Hope you like it. If you do, subscribe. Oh, I died. Soft transitions there, like I was talking about. Oh, the grass, so dangerous. If you put a wheel on the grass, you have to be super careful not to spin the car. Now, if you find yourself running out of revs like I am right now, in real life, the best time to shift is transition, like right here. Your transmission has to be in good shape, and you can kind of punish the transmission. If not, I had to rebuild mine a couple seasons ago. In sim, it's not so bad because you don't have any fear of messing up. Like, you're not going to miss the shift, break your transmission, and end your drift day. You're not going to miss the shift, lose power, and cause the car to transition and slam into the wall. You know, like, there's no risk. So you can do these like instant shifts, which don't actually work in real life. So when I'm in sim, I try to shift kind of slower than what I could in the game. You know, like, so that I'm preparing myself to drive my real car correctly, and I don't try and throw some impossible shift when there's just no way I've got time to do it. Fun fact. That is the WDT R32 Skyline. What do I think about this car? It's awesome. I really enjoy it. It is a pro or pro-am style of car. It's got tons of angle. It's got excellent forward grip. It's got excellent lateral grip or side bite. And it's got amazing throttle response to the point that I wonder if there's even cars out there that drive like this. I sure hope there are. I certainly can't afford them, so unless you happen to be a fan and subscriber who's got a badass car you'll let me drive, I don't know that I'll ever get to rock out in something like this in real life. But that's why sims are so great. This is an awesome car. I highly recommend you try it. If you are a complete beginner and you've never drifted in sim before, I would not recommend that you start with a car like this. You want to start with a car that has enough power to drift and make it relatively easy for you to learn how to do. However, you don't want to go to something with tons of traction and tons of power, because everything's going to happen so fast that you have to be on point. And even me, I'm behind this car even still. But I'm adapting to it, and when you get adapted to this car, it is super fun. I'm hoping the rest of the cars in this pack are the same. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comments down below. As always, I will say, if you've already been leaving me comments, thank you. I do read each and every one of them. I'm going to choose which cars to do based on a mix of what is the most popular, what's getting the most requests, but also what is just seeming the most fun to me at that particular moment. So that's going to depend a little bit on my mood. That said, I really enjoy doing this, and I enjoy the community that we have here and the comments that we have back and forth. So don't worry, I will make a video on pretty much every request that I get. It's only a matter of time. And if you haven't already, I really hope that you will check out some of my real life drifting as well. I'll toss in a random video to get you started up here, but I have a whole playlist for it on the channel, and it's something that you can get into, you can aspire to. I don't know if you guys are just gamers, or if some of you guys hope to get into drifting in real life. Maybe some of you guys dream of going pro. No matter what level of drifting you want to end up at, you're probably going to start with a grassroots style car. And I just want you to know that you don't have to be super popular, you don't have to be super rich. You can just be a normal guy, kind of low-key, work a normal job. And if you save up your money and, you know, learn to some DIY skills and plan accordingly, you can absolutely go from sim drifting to real life drifting. And I am living proof of that. I've been doing this for 15 years now, over 15 years with the real car. And, you know, same car the whole time. I've never completely destroyed it. And it's been really fun, and because of that I have kind of a cool life. So thank you guys for watching, thanks for subscribing, have a good one, peace.